where my camera's
Hey, I
facing.
think it's gonna not kick us in the
So
pants
you
this time.
Hey,
Yeah.
There you
Three
go.
times in a row.
there we go.
And that
Yeah,
keeps
see-
you still mostly centered, unlike me. So that actually worked out better.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
yeah,
doing
yeah.
something kind of similar where I'm deliberately positioning myself to the right of the camera so that my character's still visible even behind me. And you kind of have a similar thing.
Air.
Yeah, I wanted her on this side, on the other side though. So BRB
Yeah.
while I re-screenshot that.
This is the one problem with these backgrounds is then my cats are invisible, even though Nova is currently right
Oh,
saying
little
hi.
kitty.
It was
Yeah,
just
successfully.
all that you could see.
Hey, Marius, how's it going, buddy? Marius,
Hello,
now that you're
kitty.
feeling better, we need to make plans.
The
The cat.
Yes, the cat.
yeah,
That's
the-
Lord Marius to you. Thank you very much.
literally is his twin, except allows to be held a lot nicer than Louise does.
A little bit. Yeah, Louise is kind of a plus clock that way.
Louise is like, you touched me? Oh, you lifted me in the air for others to see my destruction and my shame?
Because I love loves, but I want them on my terms, human.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I got home from work because I was annoyed from a coworker and spent a half hour just petting the cat.
As you do. There's
That's
a reason
how-
why all the villains do it, because it is actually great anger management.
Yep.
Oh, I am absolutely a villain. I took 4 watermelon
Good for you. Own
Starburst,
that.
which are pink, and put them in a bag of only pink Starburst. So
I
there
love
are
that. That's like your most
That's how
villainous
you're a
act.
That has got to be like the most petty
Benign villainy.
act of villainy I've ever heard.
Yeah.
They're
Aw,
disgusting,
yes, he
and I
is.
just can't wait for
It's like,
someone
what
to
is
eat
this
them
like?
and be
You mean-
sad.
Oh,
Just put me down, you son of a.
She is plotting her death.
Oh yeah. Hi, baby.
She's in fact, she's not
Aw.
even plotting. She's seeing into the future to see what your death
Mhm.
will be and how she can bring it about faster.
Hi, baby. You ready? I'm gonna rub your belly on this camera.
Yeah.
No, you're not. It completely cut you off. It was just, and she was cut out of it. So the camera said no.
Apparently, I did get the
The
belly.
camera's
buzz,
on
though.
her side. Yep.
Ugh. So,
No
who
one
wants to cover what
else
happened
playing
last time?
Zoomies right now. They're playing.
Last time on
Previously on Shadows.
I appreciate the
There
last
we go.
time on previously. I love it. Like, no, last time isn't good enough.
Yep.
Nay, I say previously.
That is now our group name. Last time on previously.
Yes.
It's good.
I approve.
If we end up
That's too
time
good.
traveling, totally going to be a thing.
Did
Yeah.
we just time travel?
Don't know. We don't actually know. That's the theory. That is the currently running theory from you that I agree with. But then we
For
had
me?
people clapping behind us. You were the one saying like, "Oh, we're supposed to like." Weren't you the one that was like, "We have to like save a baby"? What are you doing?
Save the future from a
Save-
baby.
Nova.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Guys, we have to
That's
save
like-
John Connor. He's our only hope.
Yeah, I think I think Force theory involved basically saying that the Skulk and Smiles, when they told us to quote unquote fix it they were referring to was time.
Was their history was something that had happened.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah.
The only
That was you.
Yeah, it was my memory focus was breakfast.
Yep. That makes sense.
We were actually just talking about that on the ride home. How
Theory
most
affected what Hoshi and Molly did for the entirety of last time, and you're like, I just had breakfast.
priorities. Mm-hmm.
Listen, man.
Listen.
It was apparently good breakfast.
Yeah, they were good eggs. Just the right amount of, texture and moistness and whatever.
What?
Properly
eggs.
aerated.
What
Yeah,
was-
you don't want, I'm not a big fan of wet eggs, but you can dry out an egg. You don't want that.
No, Eclipse, say hi to the people while you're in camera, kind of.
So a moist egg, a damp egg,
Maybe.
A fucking egg?
a
Yeah.
fucking egg.
Egg!
I don't think the egg deserves multiple adjectives. Just call it a well-cooked egg.
Have you
Yeah.
had Amber's eggs?
No,
They
I haven't.
deserve multiple adjectives.
Here's an
I was going to say because
Look at that
I
miracle.
really
Oh,
don't think
there
there
it
is
is.
such a thing as a
There it
fucking egg,
is.
only because
Buddy.
I mean
No, no,
the
look,
egg is the post fucking result, and therefore
Oh, I thought you meant
That
like
is
a
still a
3D
big debate,
egg.
though,
Like,
whether it was
Hi,
the egg or
kitty.
the chicken.
like, look, if you want it bad
Mhm.
enough, anything can be a fucking anything. You know what I mean?
We are
that is true.
True.
As
There's many
as-
doctors' offices that can attest to that.
Right. Bob got really drunk and made out with
Ow.
that woman to discover that she was
Also,
in fact
when you
a
said the
signpost.
egg
It
is
happened.
the
Uh-huh.
result, my brain straight up just went to like breakfast of just like the next
Yes!
morning. Like this is
I've-
obviously
I've
what happens
corrupted
afterwards is that we go
everyone.
have these
Uh-huh.
ridiculous eggs. Hi guys.
Anyway,
Howdy doody.
Welcome to the breakfast stream.
What happened last time?
Welcome to the press.
All right.
Where we
so
talk about
what
eggs.
what happened last time? Kai filled us in on his red yarn corkboard conspiracies. I even put in my little notes.
Otherwise
Kai,
known as the truth, right? Like-
exactly. I put in my little notes. Kai, please fill in your conspiracies here. So I let them type it out. So they believe that Skrulk and Smiles infiltrated the agency, possibly with help from the inside, and deployed the artificial shadow scar gas seen earlier to provide them enough time to trick our party into doing a job for them. Kai strongly suspects that Skulk and Smiles will appear the moment the group succeeds at revealing the crystal, and advises that they link arms as a group before opening the door to give them a chance to teleport away before the two can seize it for themselves. However, Kai does believe that the team's internal fragmentation and lack of cohesion may be to their benefit. Even though Skulk and Smiles can hear their thoughts, they can't predict which one will guide the team's decision until the moment of truth. The more impulsive and random their decisions are, the better, until the creep's access to their tattoos is severed. We are in a room that looks like a stereotypical little girl's room. Hoshi wants help creating a boot to prevent their foot from shattering. The girls allow us to go into the basement, and the key is freaking out and does not want us to open the vault whatsoever. We bump into the twin girls again, and Rena asks them if they know Jack and John, and they say, "Oh yeah, that's my dad." And then they say one of their dads is a farmer, one's a politician, and they cannot access the vault, and they're very, very mad about it. Rena asks the girls if their dads listen in on their brains, and they say, "Absolutely not. That's an invasion of privacy." And Rena is now asking if there's a way to stop Jack and John from listening into their brains, and they said they can sit in our brains and block the signal for Jack and John, but then they would be in our brains, then it's just kind of counterproductive.
Yeah.
We are we are thinking that we weren't actually assigned to the mission. We think that the agency's been hijacked, or we got sent on the mission, and the mission got sent us to get rid of us. Rena wants to know where Jack and John live. Do they live close? We know they live close enough to visit. Also, we want to know if we are close enough to come back here if need be. There's lots of pictures around of the whole family. All the pictures are very cute and very family and lovely. This makes it seem like they weren't always horrifying, maybe. But we notice that there appears to be a lot of siblings, but turns out they can reflect their reflection through gas. We find out that their dads bought this house specifically because of the vault, and they're very upset when they found out that they could not open the vault. Rena asks if they have ever heard of yokai, and the girls say that that's what their dad call each other, like as pet names. Kai realizes or thinks that he is the first person from his time or dimension to ever step on Earth, so he takes a jar of dirt, cue the song, "I've Got a Jar of Dirt," to take back with him. Rita is trying to figure out an address, and she notices that Jack is running for town council. Hoshi and Molly go to talk to the neighbor to get some more information. They realize it is 1971 on Earth. There's an election going on, and they say that Jack is running but isn't very present, and they do not think that they will win. Molly also obtains some roses and some seeds, and she also gets a brain message from Four saying that there is a farm nearby, and Molly is very excited about this. Four finds a record player. They want to touch the record player to get a vibe on it with Gearhart. He notices that their favorite record is a Christmas album. Rena, Kai, Stormy, and Tanamichi are all talking to the twins, and they learn that the twins are closely monitored, yet the dads are not home very often. They're not allowed to have friends. They're 9.5 and can clearly take care of themselves because they are 9.5.
Right.
Cue body horror scene while making eggs and breakfast. In the basement, there's a lot of storage boxes. We see a red box that very clearly has a keyhole that looks like it would fit our screaming key perfectly. Molly sees a smaller farm that has garden tools and seeds. She takes some soil and some seeds and heads back. Kai's very excited to move on with the plot, and Tanamichi asks the key one last time to give them info. It's on the box. The key begs to not unlock the box. and is telling us that absolutely no one should be in possession of this crystal. We all hold hands out of fear when Tanamichi opens the box. There's a weird clicking sound. The door opens and turns on its own. A yellow crystal shoots out at Tanamichi. He has a prosthetic arm and tries to catch the crystal with it, and catches it like it's nothing. And that's where we ended off.
No. We ended with the claps.
With
Yes.
the
Yes.
maniacal
I missed that part.
laughter.
Sorry,
Yes.
what? Say that one more
slow,
time.
Oh.
There were slow claps happening behind us once that was caught.
Thank you.
So claps and maniacal laughter.
I don't know how I missed that. Thank you so
Also,
much.
the keyhole looks like it would fit our screaming key perfectly is perhaps the greatest quote I've ever heard out of context. Just all kinds of what the hell.
Yeah.
I think that's great. The claps. Are you all holding hands like a big kumbaya circle?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, because the second that we were gonna touch the crystal, we were gonna think about somewhere to go.
You bet.
I
Whoever
remember
touched the
specifically
crystal.
saying that Hoshi was between Molly and Kai.
And Hoshi, you're holding this with your prosthetic hand, yes?
Hoshi's doesn't have the
Not
process.
Hoshi, I'm
Tanamichi.
sorry.
Tanamichi.
Tanamichi
Yeah.
is you're holding
Yeah,
this
I'm
with
holding
your
it with
prosthetic hand, yes?
my prosthetic
Don't
limb.
start mixing up who has which weird limb.
It's okay. It's okay,
Calcified
Lefty.
foot.
It's
I
fine.
mean,
Yeah, right. Like,
And I have the prosthetic head.
Ugh.
Wait, do we have 3
Wow.
people with the
Oh, but
some form of body switch? You got prosthetic arm. You got someone who got the
I believe the
outside
phrase
outside
we're looking for
rearranged?
is aftermarket parts, and yes.
Yeah. Well,
aftermarket parts. Okay.
well,
Anyone that's gonna get a prosthetic head is gonna be 4.
what? Why me?
Because you're
Gear
gonna
head,
find
it's
that
in
there's
the
a head
name.
that's an
Yeah.
upgrade. And
Gear
you're gonna go,
heart.
you know what? That's
Your
worth
heart,
it.
excuse me.
Hi, buddy.
He's gonna have
can
just
you,
a cog where his heart used to be.
Can you pick a position?
I'd be down for
He's
that.
gonna
Like,
be
stay there.
Karlach.
Nice.
What are we doing?
I have
we
not
doing?
made it out of Act 1 in like 50 hours.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's playing it for the first time, and they're doing a play-by-play in the server that we're in.
Which game?
It's great.
Which game?
A different one.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Ah.
Oh,
Oh, I
A
haven't played that
different
one yet.
Sass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Tanamichi, the crystal doesn't respond to your mechanical limb is the same thing as a traditional limb. Prosthetics aren't less real, but they are less like there's no blood in there. Right. They're less
Yeah.
flesh.
Mm-hmm.
So the crystal doesn't actually do anything.
Yet.
The two voices behind you go, "Hey, could we talk for 1 second?"
Who do we
Here
see?
we go.
Mhm.
Well, I don't know if you're holding a big kumbaya circle. You're either gonna have to like rotate as a group. How's that gonna work?
It's
Well,
gonna be if
We were linked in a
Tanamichi-
chain, and I think I can't remember. I think Rena chose to be in the end of the chain.
So you're saying that you can see who's talking.
Well, knowing
I
Rena,
probably
she would have
can.
wanted to be right
if we're all
next.
holding hands until Tanamichi has to be one end of the chain holding the crystal. So then if Rena's on the other end, in theory,
Well-
yes, we'd be able to.
Oh, that's right. You're a line, not a circle. Like,
Well, I was thinking
because
a
one of
circle.
Tanamichi's hands is holding a crystal, not another
But-
person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
that's so like we might be standing in a circle, but we are not circle linked.
Right. That means you can
Yeah.
rotate fine.
No, but I'm technically standing next to Tanamichi.
Yeah,
Right,
you're
right.
not.
Yeah, I
holding
got it.
Yeah.
Tanamichi.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Skulk and Smile are behind you.
Of
Mhm.
course.
Mhm.
They appear to be unarmed. They're as far away from you as they can get and still be in the room.
Okay.
They look as unthreatening as they can look. They're downright sketchy looking.
Yeah.
And part of that's probably not their fault. I mean, the dripping gray skin, that you can see through, you can see their organs in there sloshing around. Like it's unnerving whether they mean to be or not.
Can someone that's not Hoshi roll an insight?
Why doesn't Hoshi want to do it?
Because Hoshi would have 2 dice except for her calcified foot, so she'd only have 1, so someone else should roll it.
Insight is
It's under spirit.
Spirit.
under spirit. Oh, I can.
Nope. I've got
someone who
one spirit. One
who has a
insight,
chance
so.
of
Succeeding?
yeah.
Mhm,
Hoshi's
mhm.
just staring at them. She's not gonna try.
I can roll 5, so yeah.
Ooh, that's much better.
So good.
That's not
That's
the,
a
the
good
crystal
sign.
in my hand is not
No.
reacting at
One
all.
success.
At all.
Oh damn.
Everything
Um,
was 2s and 1s, besides a 4.
Nice.
I can
I'm too
also
distracted by the crystal.
Shiny, glowy.
I can make an
Pretty.
attempt.
I can roll one.
Sure.
Which I
They haven't
did.
said anything yet other than, hey, can we talk? You think you can get a cold read off a single phrase?
I'm
Hey.
sorry, do you not get vibe checks from people when they walk into a room?
No.
Oh, I do.
Valid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're doing.
All
It's
right.
a vibe check.
I got a 6, 2 5s, and a 3.
There you go.
Whoa,
Dang.
that's
Damn,
4
okay.
total.
4
There you go.
successes.
They
Okay.
look, like I said, they look as disarmed and unthreatening as they can look given what they look like and their general stature. But they don't like, if anything, they give off sort of sad vibes.
We can put it back.
Please
No.
don't. If you put it
Um,
back, we'll have to get somebody else to get it out.
Why do
Worked
you want it out?
once.
Well, to break it, obviously.
You want
Sorry,
to break this.
sorry, that was rude.
So you want to break this.
Oh, we don't care who breaks it. Actually, you have a mechanical arm. That's brilliant. If you could break it, if you could just, that would be fantastic.
So
Okay, and why would we break it?
Why wouldn't you? The power of the crystal is vast and shouldn't be in the hand of anyone.
you have wanted this all along to break it.
Correct. It's been in a vault. That is the best we could do. We don't have the strength to break it. Why do you think we look like this? Because the energy that it takes to break it, when we tried to break it, cost everything a body has. This is the best we could do. Mechanical prosthetics have come a long way. But between now and then, we put it in a
Wait.
box that we couldn't get it back out of.
I thought this vault existed before you guys got here
It did.
with the
Well,
crystal in
the
it.
story you have is that the vault existed before the house was built, which is true. That's why we had the house built here and not somewhere else.
But why
Okay.
couldn't you open it?
Couldn't what? Open the vault? Not without a key.
But you
You
had
gave
the
us the key.
You gave yes.
Yes. Well, by the time we lost the key, and then by the time we recovered the key, it was a long time. We had gotten in with the organization. And then when we were like, hey, we need resources to hunt down, it. And then we didn't ask for them because it occurred to us that, have you seen the organization? You're barely a part of it. And we assume that at least one of you wants to keep this crystal. We don't even know you. And we think it's a reasonable guess that at least one of you wants to keep it. If you think, if you can't trust yourselves as a group and you're a team, we can't trust all of them, right? Like, it's a vast organization. It's enormous. There's
I'm
what,
gonna
6 of
attempt
you?
an insight on that, like if they're being legit of their it's gonna be the one dying, it's not gonna go well, but I'm gonna try it. But otherwise, she's just nodding right now. She's like, yeah, I don't trust y'all.
Is there any record of yokai working with the
No, nothing.
organization before?
I know nothing.
We're not yokai before, if that's what you're thinking. And yeah, sometimes. Every faction has its defectors, right?
Were you guys
Mm.
not part of all the killings in the last place we were? It was killings, right?
No.
What now? What are you talking about?
No, they
Oh,
were-
no. Yes, but no. We are
that's
those
right,
people. We are not those people anymore. We went a little mad.
You
Okay.
don't say.
That
So,
normally
Look,
goes-
therapy will do a lot for you. Okay.
So you're not yokai. So how did you get to be the way that you are, including your
Rituals.
daughters
Rituals and sacrifice. Lots of rituals and sacrifice.
Also-
and your daughters as well?
Oh, we're not sure what happened there. She's adopted. We never did meet her parents. We don't know.
singular child?
Well, and then they go, look, technically we only have, when we say she, one's a clone
Oh.
They're the same. That's what we meant. We have two
Okay.
wonderful daughters, but genetically they are the same.
Huh.
Your girls said you guys call each other yokai.
We do. It's an inside joke we don't wish to share. We
Understandable.
will if that's what it's going to take for you to trust us, but it
I
is
mean,
kind of our thing.
I mean, I don't trust.
What-
I believe
yokai.
you what you're saying, but I
So-
don't necessarily know if I trust you. You did
Then-
send us through a random rift instead of through a Tory gate.
Random.
Instead of the Tory gate.
If we used a Tory gate, that would have had to be on the books. If it's on the books, we're going to get interrogated about where we sent you. If that happens, we have to tell the truth because you're not the only ones with tags. Like, so look, we threw you off book.
For our first mission?
Look, the crystal is worth everything. Okay, we're sorry, but you did it, right?
You-
we like
You, yeah, by accident.
Or
it
we
wasn't
got it-
by accident.
we saw the things you did by accident. My ass, you kicked ass and took names. We chose well.
Right.
She has let go of their hands and is
That's-
just glaring at these
This
two.
is but that's kind of what I'm getting at. You punted us into a rift. We could have easily all just gone blind.
Yes,
like
you could
3 seconds into the job.
Look, be pissed if you want. Turn us in if you want. We're just begging that you smash the crystal first, please. We've spent all this effort and all this energy and all this time changing ourselves and moving and locking up in this. Well, not you, but locking us in this time rift. Please break the crystal. Besides, we won't get another shot. You know how much effort it took to hide this operation from the organization? We're not going to get another crack at this.
I'm up for breaking it. They seem
Yeah.
like cool guys. This is the most exposition we've gotten out of them.
I mean,
Why were you so mean before?
oh, because
Um,
they are shifty as fuck.
don't
In
fucking
terms of
trust
why they
anybody.
want us
Reasonable.
to break it, I agree with us breaking it.
Yeah.
Because the reason we were mean to you before is because while this operation was off the books, we really are handlers in the organization. If you want different handlers after this, we understand. But as a rule, they're kind of mean, and we wanted to fit in. More specifically, we didn't want to raise any suspicions. If it's okay that we're nice to you, we would like that in the future very
no,
much.
that's very understandable.
This actually hurts a great deal.
I'm very sorry that that's the case with you guys. However, I do agree that we're gonna need to go destroy it. We don't really have the means here.
Yes, you
And-
do. Tanamichi can just
Reina, what?
crunch it.
Reina
I
turns around, touches the crystal.
Just you?
Fuck.
Well, I'm still connected to everybody, so I touched the crystal.
Where did you think of?
Home,
Which one is your home?
directly with the person we talked about.
I see. You bet. The group spilleth forth into that room. Go ahead and describe where they are.
Oh fuck.
Right. Yeah, that was fun. Like,
yeah, Tanamichi didn't.
and that is why I don't
resist.
plan all that much, because there's
Wait.
no fucking point in it.
Wait,
Like,
wait,
We're not there anymore.
wait, no. Hoshi let go.
Oh, she's still there.
What?
Oh, right. Hoshi
I
let
let
shit.
go and crossed my arms and was glaring at them, and then you turned and hit the crystal, and I'm still in that room with them.
Oh shit.
So the two of them turn to
Oops.
Hoshi and go, well, now we know which one wants to keep it, don't we?
And she's just gonna glare at them and go, yeah.
I grab. I no. I'm
Oh,
seriously.
no.
Kai is immediately going to grab the thing out of her hand. Like,
Wait.
stop that.
Wait,
Stop
do you
that.
touch it
Oh.
too?
Oh,
You're gonna have to
Hoshi's
describe
still,
where they are
like,
first.
Holding on it.
Hoshi's still like holding on to it.
Or autonomy.
Like
yeah.
he has not let it go. Or yeah,
Tanamichi.
Tanamichi,
Tanamichi.
sorry.
Yeah,
Wow.
Oh,
I
she's
keep
still
saying-
holding
now
on to it
I'm,
at
now
the
I'm,
end.
So,
now
okay.
I'm doing it. God
Oh,
damn
oh,
it.
oh, no, no.
We are not the same.
You are all Hoshi.
Yeah. So Kai's going to grab a hold either of Rita or Tanamichi. You're like, go back and get her.
I think about it real quick. And I go back to get Hoshi.
Do you want to describe the room you were in briefly first?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. Could
we
you
go
give me
back,
a
I'm
blur of a
but, like,
color? Like what they like a
wood.
whirling. Okay, you bet.
Wood.
And you're back in the room with Hoshi.
Grab her.
And as you reappear, Skulk and Smile be like, no, wait. And then
And
you
I go back.
disappear again.
So
Oh, in
we
this new room, before you describe it, she's just gonna turn to you and smack you across the face.
Like,
Not to
Ooh.
cause damage. Not to cause damage, but
I know.
out of anger.
well, pride damage is a thing. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I'm not trying to like leave a welt on her face or anything.
Yeah.
And then I'll turn around and now where the fuck
Yeah.
are we?
no. When you slap her, she just giggles.
Of course she does.
Oh,
she's into
Oh,
that kind of
goodness.
thing.
Anyway, so what do I want to describe this room? It's solid stone floor, wood carved walls with intricate runes around it. Think of rooms similar to Jay's current background. All throughout it.
oh, we're about to be
With
sacrificed.
With a good I wasn't thinking about that until now. Anyway.
Great. Now it's in her head. Good job, Stormy.
Thanks.
And there is a pedestal that looks exactly like it would fit the crystal.
Sure.
And like there's like lots of different like runes and stuff like that, as if this was once a place where the crystal was housed.
What the
So.
fuck?
Molly just walks over to Hoshi and like wraps her arm around Hoshi's arm and just goes, "Rena's scaring me."
That's because Rena's scary.
She's still just standing there like glaring at Rena. And
Uh-huh.
when you do that, she'll just like absent-mindedly pat your head. And
Rena,
like,
are you
but
in this
death
room with
glares.
anyone else?
Death glares to Rena right now. Just
Other than the team, of course.
The team is in there, but if somebody enters, if somebody enters this room, which
Uh-huh.
is very few people, there is a signal that is sent out to who needs to know,
Okay, you bet.
because there are certain protocol when somebody enters this room.
Would that protocol be tripped the way you got here?
Yes.
Or do you mean like if they
because
came through the door?
both door and the way we got here, because of the reasoning for this crystal.
You bet. Does that mean the guy we talked about should be here momentarily?
Yes.
I see. You bet.
Along with the other siblings.
Oh, I see. I'm going to let you handle all of that
Super-
because I don't want to
super quick.
misrepresent. Yeah.
super quick. Becky, you and I have talked a little bit about like Hoshi's knowledge of people. If this is going to be someone that she would have been introduced to ever, please let me know. And if the answer is no, that's completely fine. Okay.
If you're introduced to this person, then you're
not walking back out.
Not unless they want you to.
Okay. This isn't somebody that would show up at a political party. That's where she would have met the people, but not know who they were.
The impression I got is
Literally,
said person would have sent a stooge, a proxy.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's the whole like she would know like, oh, this is Mr. Smith. It's a good friend of ours. Great. And then later find out Mr. Smith is the head of a terrible organization. She wouldn't know that at the time, but she would know like I have been introduced to Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
That would be her entire knowledge. That's why I was checking. Okay. Cool.
I need to pull up. I always want to mispronounce the person's name. I need to pull up the things. Where did this go?
Tanamichi's like now that we're out of that room, he's kind of like
the room with the two guys in it.
Yeah, he's tried to like not conceal the crystal, but just like not like hold it out like he was.
Not have it be where someone else can just poke it again.
Yeah, like he didn't resist because Rena
beats that Rena with Tanamichi came back, grabbed Hoshi, and came back, and then Tanamichi is still holding it as I just turned and smacked Rena.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like I didn't do nothing. What?
First in walk two other trying to describe them, then Jay, please feel free to play them after I
Sure.
describe them.
Sure.
Your turn now.
Think I'm just gonna try to think of actors that I think they remind me of. Think Italian mobsters
Okay.
and 6'5", 6 feet, 165, 6 feet tall,
Yeah.
early business suits. 2 of them walk in. One of them is named.
Vinny.
Yeah, there
No.
we go. Thank
Oh no.
Why?
you. Yes, Vinny. Yes. One of them is Vinny. The other is
Tony. That's got to be the other one.
Yes,
Tony?
Vinny
Sure,
and
yeah.
Tony. Vinny
Yeah,
and Tony.
that's
Yes,
not
Heather, thank you.
insulting at all.
What was Guido taken?
Listen. And after they walk in without saying a word, a 7-foot figure walks in. Yes, I'm gonna do yeah, by increments
Awesome.
of 5. And it is
Can I ever put how tall Hoshi is? I don't think she's even 6 foot. I think
Kotaro Fuma.
Vinny
Kotaro
and Tony
Fuma,
and then Kotaro Fuma.
otherwise known as the Devil of the Wind. He is the leader of the Arashi clan.
Who in
And
my head I'm picturing looks somewhere between Lucifer from the TV show
yes.
and like King Yema. Like
Uh-huh.
No, that would probably, yeah, that fits perfectly.
Kai, I think at this point is crossbow out, standing in front of Tanamichi with like defensively.
the
defending
2 men
Tanamichi?
will like step like not in front of you, but rather in front of the big guy. Like if you're gonna shoot, they're gonna get shot instead, and he'll just push them out of the way and go. Hold on, there's really no need for that.
Daddy!
That's a
at
toy.
That, at that same
Sorry.
moment,
Daddy.
you said you were holding Hoshi's arm. She's just gonna like alter just a little bit. I'm not gonna be in front of you. But it's kind of
The crossbow is not going to be facing towards Stooge 1, Stooge 2, or Boss Guy.
towards
It's
Rena.
pointed directly at Rena.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
That won't change anything.
No.
He'll be like, hold on, there's no need for that. Firstly, that's
What
a
about-
toy. Second, I can kill you before it fires. Third, there's really no reason for hostility here. You
Also,
have something I want. Do you
did
know
you
how
say
rarely
daddy?
somebody else has something I want? Name your price.
No.
Well, Father,
Mhm.
I think we need to approach this a little differently than what we had originally planned.
I agree. And he'll turn to Vinny and go, he said no, kill him.
No,
and Vinny
no,
will
that's
walk towards you.
that is me.
No, not you.
Oh,
Towards
Oh,
Kai.
I-
You said no.
no, nobody's killing anybody yet. Okay.
So Vinny does what your dad says, but he also kind of has a thing for you, and he'll hesitate for just a second. And
So this isn't brother. Got
No.
it.
right, and Dad'll
Well,
like
could be.
let him. Yeah, maybe Dad'll like
Let's not. No,
Dad'll
no.
let him like he'll see that clearly clock that there was a moment of hesitation, and kind of do the blink and you missed it eye roll and be like, all right, stop. What?
I think, can't believe I'm about to say this considering how long we've been looking for this. I think we needed to go ahead and just destroy it like the original plan. The original plan before you got all greedy again.
He doesn't have glasses, but if he did, he would take them off, clean them, and put them back on just because he needed a second.
They appear in his hand just long enough, then they disappear as they go back on his face.
Right. He's like, in the most erudite, very smooth, like Giles from Buffy sort of way, he'll say what amounts to fucking what? Like,
Well, we apparently lost it a long time ago in this clan, so why should we have the right to keep it anymore?
right. Look around. This isn't like, I understand that most people view me as some sort of warlord, but I built all of this, all of it, an entire dimension. One board and punch at a time. I'm not a king, I'm a god. I don't do a right. No one has more of a right than me, and by extension, you.
Well, now you're just trying to butter me up, okay? That's not gonna work this time.
I mean, I have to try.
No,
I've only
I
got
mean,
the one. Well, that's not.
okay, well then what's in it for all of us?
They get to live. You
Okay,
get
they
to
need
be my
something more than
favorite
just get to
forever.
live.
Do they? What's
I'm your
greater than
favorite
living?
anyway.
Not much.
You won't be if you break that crystal.
Who said I was gonna be the one to do it? I'm
Let me
not
try that
stupid.
again. You won't be if you're on team break the crystal.
Why
Can
is
this
it-
guy hear into our heads?
No.
Okay, so Molly says to everyone, Rena, pretend to be Team Not Crystal. Everyone else, let's just break it so that it seems like Rena is on her dad's good side. Wait a minute, that might not be a good idea because then we might all die.
Oh, we
Never
might all
mind, keep
die.
going.
Right.
I know how this guy works.
Mm-hmm.
Tanamichi's part of this clan. He
Yeah.
knows this guy.
Oh
No.
yeah.
He knows he's part of the Arashi clan. He's not like part of the family, but like he knows. So that's why he's just kind of keeping it like on himself and not really doing anything until they figure out what they're gonna do because he knows that he's so far low on this totem pole.
You don't
if he-
have individuality in this. You have my boss hasn't
No.
told me what to do yet.
Yes.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's-
Basically, he's
there's-
like terrified of this man because he knows what this man can do.
There
Like-
are 8 people in this room who know this crystal exists beyond the bad guy. All of us can be easily killed.
Mhm.
And-
There is no reason for him to leave any of us alive,
I have
including Guido and including Vinny and Tony.
right. Again, I'm sorry. I have a habit of losing my control. Apologies. And he'll adjust his tie. It's a full Windsor knot. He's got a big neck. I'm sorry. That was excuse me. Perhaps we got off on the wrong foot. I love my daughter, but she also tends to energize me. Let's go with that.
Spoken like a true father.
So let's try that again. I want the crystal. I'm willing to do literally anything, and I do mean anything, to have it.
Binding contracts?
I don't require the death of you to get it. I am unwilling to make that happen, and I promise you cannot get through this room without me. If you use without going through me, other than the use of the crystal, now that it's in this room, I'll be able to track its harmonic frequency when you leave. I will hunt you forever. Name a different price, and I'll give it to you. Anything. An entire dimension, eternal life, you name it.
Are you able to
Ollie,
fix
hi-
Hoshi's foot?
In a second.
Oh,
More
I'm all
beans
for
for.
Little tiny beans. Sweet, innocent, loving Mr.
Ironically,
Rogers
Hoshi's
beans,
brain
but also
went
very
blank when it was
small
like,
beans.
I'll give you anything. She didn't have a single thought of what she would want in this moment. So thanks for an idea, because that was gone.
That's really wholesome and sweet. Like, hey, yeah, infinite power. Who cares? Fix my friend's foot. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
it's very
Yeah,
sweet.
like and Kai at this moment absolutely has something they would willingly like, but it's like, I have a request I could make. Giving this guy ultimate power in exchange? No.
No, like,
What
Um,
do you want the crystal for?
do you know what the crystal does?
No.
I assumed you did, since
Kind
you're
of.
here now.
Oh, I didn't explain all that to them.
No.
Oh. The crystal is a teleportation stone that allows vast quantities of transit from any point to any other point, usually without any sort of detection. The only chamber in all of existence that I know of that would detect its presence is this one.
So
Which
How'd
is
you
to
lose
say-
it?
That is not important. What is important is I am willing to give you what you want or kill you to get it. I would ask that you pick one soon.
she's going to pull out because for her father, his word is law, and he's almost self-binding to it, as in like
Oh yeah,
he can't
I
really
very
break
much
it.
assume
Doesn't
that he
break his
doesn't
word
lie.
ever.
Yeah,
Right.
like never, and it's almost like he physically can't.
Yeah.
So she pulls out a it's a computer chip, but essentially on it
Yeah.
is a very detailed, intricate contract with as many loopholes as you can think about
Uh-huh.
for him to sign on behalf of the Crystal, because she thought all this ahead of time before even being placed on this mission.
Uh-huh.
And also it includes loopholes for anybody that is part of the mission to protect them, given them time to create their own contract.
So the contract is just, I won't kill you after you give me the crystal?
Oh, no, the contract also includes what he can and cannot do with the crystal.
Oh,
Ooh.
which would include
Mhm. Yeah.
Essentially, he can't use it to harm, cause war. Using it for trade, okay. But if anything is broken or if anything is used in like an evil way,
it would
can't be an
take
arms dealer.
Violence.
it would take
yeah,
seconds for a halfway decent lawyer to argue that there is often no meaningful distinction between
Evil.
harm and trade, which is to say I would not sign that, let alone him.
no, it's
Oh,
like
like-
it's the best way that Rena can think about to bind him to, if he's going to use it, at least he's not going to.
He can't intentionally sell something he knows is being used for harm.
Didn't
might
you
be used
just
for harm,
say
but
it's
he can't choose that it's gonna
didn't you just say
Right.
it's filled with a bunch of loopholes?
for her to benefit her.
Well, that's what I meant. Is do those that's where I was going with that. Does loopholes benefit him? He's been at this a long time. I'm not sure he'd be willing to sign
obvious-
such a thing.
Yeah,
Well, I had
and,
to learn from the best.
Right.
Mm.
Uh,
uh,
it's
This is
also
a-
stating that he could only use it for a period of time before destroying it,
Ooh.
before his death.
Okay. Defined period of time. 10 years, 50 years,
Trying to remember.
100 years is starting when? Upon first usage?
Upon agreement of the contract.
Yeah, right. So when he signs it.
When he signs a contract, he will only be able to use the crystal for 2 years.
Okay.
If he built this whole dynasty, he has to build it. He can only use it for 2 years.
He can
and
do
then
a
it
lot
must be
with in 2
destroyed.
years.
this is
She can't just say only a few
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, no, but he is good enough. If he tries to push against it, he is good enough that 2 years can be all he needs it for.
He'll snap his fingers and have
All the things
Tony
done that
read the contract over and hand it to him, and then he'll read it over. And he goes, if I reduce this contract to a week, will you give me the crystal?
oh, Rena, come on.
Like, what do you mean reduce the contract? Like, only you need the crystal for a week and then you destroy it?
I figured that we started off the situation a little tense, and if I need to sweeten the deal to get your friends to hand me the crystal without any sort of conflict, I'm okay with that.
Rena,
All right, that makes me nervous.
Okay.
He has a
If-
plan for this crystal.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Oh, duh.
right, he's probably got every
He
minute
spent-
of that week.
Right, he
Already
spent
planned out.
decades and decades and decades planning for when he got
Yeah.
the thing. Like he's one of those guys that just assumes they're going to get what they want, and therefore
Mhm.
didn't assume that he wouldn't. Right, so you come up with a plan for when the crystal shows up, because it's gonna. Like,
So does anybody say anything to Rena's head?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
seems like a good dad. He's trying to help you out.
y-
Can a part of it be that he has
Or
to
I don't think
disclose?
that's what it is.
This is a spectacular combination of ruthlessness and naivete. I have
Oh, yeah.
never seen those two things occupy so much space simultaneously.
the likes of which I have never seen.
Rena
Wait,
aims to please.
He's a good dad. He's trying to. He's bending
Was that-
over here
was
to help
that
your
Mike or
friend.
Kai saying that?
Both.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Rita, you are the most
Come on.
you are the bravest idiot I've ever seen.
Well, have you met my father?
Yeah.
Uh,
The
I can afford to be
no,
a brave
no.
idiot.
Look at that cuteness.
Can
'Cause you're rich.
we-
It's a little bit
I
more than that, but
will-
yeah.
The idiocy
Defer
is winning
to-
right now, though.
Oh,
I,
she, what was
I
that?
will.
Sorry, Tanamichi, what?
I will defer to whatever the clan leader decides, because I know what this guy can do. And I still have too much to do for.
So you're willing to agree so that way you still live? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Alright.
Can
I
I?
But I'm
will-
not giving it to him until I'm assured that
Yeah. Can
we're
Yeah.
on
We
agreement.
want to make sure that we know his plans beforehand.
yes, that's what
Okay.
Hoshi wants. Hoshi would like it detailed of like, oh, what are you going to use this for in that week?
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's, I mean, it's not because we live in a world of espionage, it's not the kind of thing I usually give out. And I would be willing to share that intel, but not with you, because, no offense, all of your bosses can hear everything you hear, see, and think. So I would be willing to tell you if you're willing to suffer intense physical pain for about 10 seconds while we temporarily disable all the little brands on the side of your head.
Yes.
Okay.
Willing to. Yeah.
Excellent. This is gonna hurt. And he'll like put his hand against the wall and green energy waves will shoot across the room like lasers. You ever see a movie where a guy gets diced into little chunky pieces from a laser grid? Like that, except it's not gonna cut through you.
Molly
Um,
has somehow found the local house panther and is cuddling it like that as their
Yes.
Would everybody, that is
100%.
absolutely what happened. Would everybody make a fortitude roll to not go ow, 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 and take damage?
fortitude.
Mhm.
I think it's fortitude. Let
Is
me-
that
That's
that
not a
stat
thing.
none of us are
body?
good at?
Apologies. You're looking for endurance.
Maneuver, endurance.
Endurance. Okay. It's a good thing I leveled up my body before the session.
Can we also, hey Rena, can we have a thing in there for my foot? I'd love my foot to be dealt.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Okay, thank
Yes.
you.
Oh, he'll have Vinny just walk over and just touch your foot, and it's better. I like.
Okay.
We did.
We did it.
Yeah,
Mission
thank
achieved.
you.
Yay.
And it goes something to
Oh,
like.
fuck yeah.
It
I
also means that I
failed.
roll this actually all of my dice and not just 3 of them.
I rolled all my dice. It is still just 3 of them.
Ah,
Yeah, I
One
failed.
success.
the foot. I wouldn't have held that against you. Genetic recombination is nothing.
3 successes. I got a 5 and a 6 out of 4 dice. All the others were.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 6s and 2 5s.
Jesus, nice. Everybody who got at
Donamichi's
least
got
2
some
6s.
shit.
Nice. Everybody who got 3 successes is fine.
Okay.
You've got
I
a
got 3
you've got a
successes.
minor headache, but it's not a big deal. It's not the excruciating pain he thought it was good. He
I
suggested
think
it would be.
Hoshi went through a little worse than this when her parents were like, "Oh, you're gonna join the academy now? All right, let's start training."
Yeah, right. Everyone who didn't get 3 successes,
Donamichi grew up
um,
on the streets. So.
your body withers and quakes, and you can feel your bones shred some of your organs a little bit. That hurts a lot.
Ah,
If I got a 1
Ouch.
at one point, it negates one of my successes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then yeah, she's kind of hurting.
Oh
me
no.
too.
So was
But
it
I
just-
mean, it's not something that she hasn't felt before, having lived with this family.
was
You
it
take
just
8
Donamichi and
damage.
Hoshi that did?
Whoa!
How many?
And then I take what?
8.
Oh,
Those of you who got less than 3 successes take 8 damage.
okay.
Okay,
It is
including with
temporary. You can't die from it. If that would reduce you to 0 life, you'll pass out instead.
Just checking, is that the vitality?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm at 2.
That's good that I didn't take that. 'cause
Now.
my vitality is still
Mhm.
only a 6.
Oh no.
Forrest's gonna go vomit in the corner.
Wait, we still have the
Oh.
hazmat suits on though, don't we?
No.
Yeah, but they'll
that
cut
doesn't
through
affect.
that.
Yeah.
That
Right,
one's
yeah.
fine. This
Um,
isn't an external threat.
And as long as that pain continues, it's enough stress on your body to keep the tattoos from functioning correctly, like radio interference.
Mhm.
And he'll apologize. He goes, "Look, those tattoos are. I'm kind of jealous we didn't come up with them. They're really something. This is the only way I figured out to interrupt them. Apologies. So I'll try and make this as quick as I can. I'm going to use the crystal to crush my enemies like excrement off a boot.
Well, we get that, but like which enemies particularly? Anybody that opposes
Particularly.
you?
With the crystal, all of them.
That
Are any of
includes-
them? Are any of them the Sora family or the Kuromaku clan?
The Sora family and I have no problems. What was the other clan? I'm sorry.
The Kuromaku clan.
The Koromaku clan, and we have an agreement that at this moment is tenuous but positive, and acquisition
That's all
of the
she needs
crystal
to.
would
She'll
not
just
change
nod
that.
at him and just okay.
Wonderful.
My people
What
are good. Cool.
What about the Tante clan?
we work with them
Sounds-
consistently on various projects.
Okay.
I cannot promise you that at no point will we become enemies, but I can promise you at this time we aren't.
Yeah.
And
And
I
it's-
find it very unlikely that we would become enemies in 7 days.
Hoshi is
Like-
also not
Wanna
assuming
bet?
that that means that no one in her family and no one in the clan is at some point an enemy that he might decide individually to wipe out. But
Right,
as
right.
long as like the wholesale is not.
He'll dart towards Kai and go, "Did you have something you wanted to tell me?" Not as a threat, but like a business deal. Like, what was that? Did you have intel you wanted to perhaps share?
The second you take possession of that crystal, everyone is your enemy.
I did say all of my enemies, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I've been doing this a long time. Are you going to sign it, or are you going to give me the crystal or not?
He's not the one that can.
I should stress that some of you are currently wounded. While it was necessary in order to have this conversation, it's also weakened you, and that's not lost on me. Give me the crystal.
Point blank, if we give this guy the crystal, whether it's by death or resignation, I'm out
You're out.
of the group.
Oh,
Either
God.
I die here, or you give him the crystal and I survive and I just fucking leave. That's it.
But okay. In your head, he will get the crystal.
We can't talk
And if
in
you're
our heads.
dead, you decide that you get
right. You
nothing
can't
to
talk
do
in your
about it.
heads
We
right
can't
now.
talk
because
in
the
the heads
tattoo-
anymore.
I'm saying this out loud.
Okay.
We
No,
can't.
like-
Yeah, we can't
yeah,
talk
yeah,
in the
sorry,
heads
but it's
anymore.
towards-
Either I
Yeah.
die in this room, if
And you're gonna let him
It-
have you will no longer be able to be there to oppose it.
Is
If
everybody
I
still
might.
clumped
Letting him
together?
get that-
If everybody is still clumped together, like is everybody kind of still clumped together?
Yeah, I assume
Aside
so.
from the guy in the corner throwing up, yes. I love how Forrest contributed to the conversation in between. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I feel like Molly pipes up and says, "Well, honestly though, if we give this guy the crystal, it might work out to our benefit because look at all the bad guys we released who are probably enemies to him. He's probably going to take care of that issue for us."
We also get a guarantee the crystal will be destroyed in a week, which we didn't have. And if
We
you
could
let
put that in
him
the
kill
contract
you-
that he takes, like we give him like maybe 2 extra days and
Oh,
be
don't
like,
even
"Yeah,
do
well,
that.
if you also wipe out or solve this problem,
Kai,
it might
If
work
I-
to our
if I might.
advantage."
Mhm.
Two things. One, I will be happy to eliminate your enemies too. I won't need more time to do that. I'm sorry, was your name Kai? Relationships and a family unit are very important to me. If you formed a relationship with this team, and that is my acquisition of the crystal will cost them and you your respective relationships, I would be willing to capitulate something else in order to make that not the case. Family is important, especially the family we find.
can Hoshi? I don't know if
I'm unwilling to
Actually,
compromise on the
confirm.
acquisition of the crystal, but I am willing to offer something else if it means that you'll stay a part of the team.
Kai.
As you might imagine, my daughter has a hard time making genuine friendships.
No shit.
Oh, the kitty!
Hoshi
Fuck.
specifically is going to tell Kai, if
are
you
you
die, he still gets the crystal, and you choose
There is that.
that
Like,
you have given up all agency of what to do about it.
if you're so concerned that I'm going to do bad things with it, stay and oppose me. I'll even sign a thing that says I won't attack you until I don't have the crystal anymore, because by your own declaration, we are enemies once I have the crystal. I'll make a
Tanamichi,
special
are you going to
exception.
say something?
By my
I'll
own
ma-
declaration, I was saying literally every sentient life form.
Right, which would include you.
Right. I'm telling you.
I'm just saying that if I just said I'm going to
Yeah.
eliminate all of my enemies, and you
Yeah.
just said everyone's going to be your enemy, and that would include me, I can see why you might not want to give it to me. Like I see the circle there. I understand.
I've seen people like you before.
You have never met anyone like me.
Exactly.
Ain't
the
never
number
had
of
a friend,
people-
never had a friend.
Exactly.
like me.
The number of people who say things like that, think they own the world, dominate everything that
Oh, I
stands in
don't
their
own
path.
it. I built it. Xanatos wants to own it. Like,
Uh-huh.
that guy's doing it the hard way with money and trade routes. Fear and threat. That's how you control things.
Right. Yeah.
Tana-
Autocracy. Dictatorship.
Dictatorship. That's such a weak term.
That would mean
I
he
think
wants
the
to
word you're
rule.
looking
He
for
doesn't
is
wanna do
divinity.
that.
Right. Yeah. A guy who thinks he's a god already, and we're going to give him godlike power
For
on
only a week.
paper.
For a week.
For a week.
For a week.
Laura's gonna walk
Tanamichi, were
back.
you gonna say something?
God
Yeah.
made the world in 7 days. You ever ring a bell? I mean, at this point,
I love
like,
we've just established that Abrahamic faith is a thing within this story. But yeah, sure. I mean, Earth's a thing. So yeah, why not?
right? Yeah. I mean, we
Uh-huh.
went to like canonically existing. Was it Connecticut
You sure
last
did.
week?
Yep. And part of this one.
Yeah. So
So,
I mean,
yeah, Tanamichi, what were you gonna say?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Tanamichi's just kind of looking at everybody, kind of like trying to gesture everybody close to him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Uh,
during this, Molly is gonna go over to Four, like hoist him up and like
I was
carry
just
him
about
back
to
to the
ask
group.
for you done throwing him in the corner.
I'm perfectly okay with that.
Yeah, Molly's Molly's not big. She's like maybe 5 feet. Like just scoops him up and like is half dragging him, half carrying him back to everybody.
He can walk. He's okay.
I have legs.
She's trying, okay? She's
Yeah.
trying to help.
I think
Yeah,
here's my
Tanamichi, where are you
question.
going with this?
I think my question above table is, Mike, what outcome would Kai be willing with? Because either
Mhm.
we're dead and he takes the crystal, or he signs the contract and he gets it for a week and he gets destroyed.
I'm saying Kai's on a hard line of either we bamf the fuck out of here,
Yep.
Or he can always track us and come after us anyway.
He can
Which-
track
what-
the crystal. I see. This is.
Oh.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
just
As
put it
soon
in
as
the
everybody
box.
gets close to Tanamichi, he's
Uh-huh.
gonna give everybody a look. Look at the crystal. Look at everybody.
I'll hold on to, I mean, Molly and Kai probably.
Mm-hmm. I've got one hand on Tanamichi regardless, just because
Yeah.
he's the guy with the
with the crystal.
right, the shiny thing.
However,
Mm.
well, I guess
Is
I would
Rena.
just. Oh, it was Rena. Oh, yeah, Rena would kind of go over there and kind of saunter over to you, using that word intentionally, and just kind of put her hand on your shoulder, because obviously she can't be touching, because since
Mhm.
Kai has the other side.
Yeah, we do have the
Mhm.
leverage in this situation, don't we?
That is true.
Yeah.
You have the crystal,
Yeah.
and he doesn't
Yeah.
want to harm Rena's
his daughter.
friends to get it.
Mhm.
And Rena trusts Tanamichi, so she's going to go
What?
touch her shoulder.
Please don't do this.
Touch his shoulder.
I think this
Please
is the
don't do
first time-
that. I really have no interest in hunting you. This will be
Well,
so
what-
much easier if you either sign or just give me the thing.
But what's the fun in that, Father?
And at that, he's gonna touch it and think of home.
Okay.
God, you too now.
How
Okay.
come
or
everyone
no,
else
no.
has a home to
Sorry.
go back to?
Not.
Kai doesn't really have a home
I
to
wouldn't
go
go
back
home. I wouldn't go home in this
He's gonna.
moment.
He's
I
gonna
wouldn't go
think
home.
of. No. Sorry. Think of the. Sorry, I was in like I was in the moment.
No,
That's
it's fine.
not. No. He's gonna think of the agency, the room that we were in
Oh
before
my.
we met Mr. Skulk, like the hallway that we were in. He's gonna think
Uh-huh.
of that.
Back
Also,
to
can-
HQ.
So now he knows where HQ is.
Oh, he already did.
Yeah.
Also,
Exactly.
can I point out that Rena's the
And
first
there's
one
ways
to
to
say
get
I
out
trust
of
someone.
HQ.
Right?
I feel like that was a very important moment. Rena was the first one in this group to say I trust someone out loud.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that skipped over. Anyway, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, he's gonna think of the hallway that we were in before we were gestured into the room that clearly Mr. Skulk and Mr. Smiles like hijacked.
You bet.
When are we in the hallway?
You're in the room, not the hallway? Yes?
We're in the hallway.
Okay, you bet. The pile of you appear in the hall. It's a busy hallway. You're in an organization.
Mhm.
There are people
And he's
running
gonna
back
kind
and
of-
forth.
Excuse me,
Bless
sorry.
you.
That was
Keep
sitting in
sneeze
there,
on
but
the
I
guy
wanted
next to
to be
you.
dramatic, so I was like, I have to hold it. And then the second that he knows that we're in that hallway, he's gonna like hide the crystal and like crush it in his hand.
Oh
I
my
see.
god.
You bet. As you're busy crushing it, somebody with a stack of paperwork, like they've got, manila folder hanging from a clipboard, right? They're not looking what they're doing because they're looking at it, double checking their notes, and then mumbling, and they crash right into you. The leaflet scatters onto the floor, and I need to make sure I'm asking you to make the right roll before we go to break. Come here, you silly thing. Would everybody make a what am I, blind? I'm apparently blind. Would everybody make an awareness check?
Oh yeah, sure.
You'd think the glasses would help me not be blind, but you'd be wrong.
You have to be less blind. It doesn't mean you're not.
Finally,
Right.
the thing that I'm actually good at.
Ooh.
Molly had 5 dice to roll and
Uh,
failed every single one of them.
Rough.
Oh, no.
5. I got a 6 and a 1.
Oh,
What's
I
the
got a
numbers
6,
for
a
success again?
5, and 3 4s.
What was that, Rena?
What's the numbers for succeeding again?
Or higher.
4 or higher.
5 and
You're
6.
looking half the dice is success. 4, 5, and 6.
Mhm.
If you roll a
I
1,
got a
and
s-
if you roll a 4, a 6, and a 1, what you have there is let's
1
see,
success.
right.
Okay.
The
Mhm.
6s and 1s cancel each other out.
Yeah.
So I rolled
I got
5
a
and got 0 because I got a success and a critical failure.
Aw.
Yeah.
I rolled a
Yeah.
6, a 5, and 3 4s. So I got 5
Ooh.
6.
Dang.
My dice
Tanya-
are very
Tanya's
happy
doing
with me
great.
today.
Everyone who
I
got
had
at
1
least-
success.
Awesome. Everyone who got at least 1 success notices
Oh.
that the papers that hit the table, that hit the ground, there was a flash of color. You thought you recognized it. Those of you who got at least 2 successes did recognize it. That is a murder sheet for Skulk and Smile, which is to say they are targets of
On
murderous
the
intent.
most wanted list.
Right. Yes.
Mhm.
They are agents. That part wasn't false. The agency has just decided they've outlived their usefulness. The guy you've crashed into looks like an intern. He's still got like the clip badge with his name that says, "Hi, I'm new here." Right? Like, it's my 3rd day. He'll really
Oh.
apologize. He'll stumble backwards. He's wearing like a shirt that's a little too big and a tie that he doesn't really know how to tie. This is clearly his first day, and he's nervous as hell. He bounces off you and clatters onto the floor, and he'll reach for the papers and go, "Hey, I'm terribly sorry," and won't make eye contact with you, and he'll scatter away unless you stop him. And I'll see you in 15. What? Go ahead.
Molly is going to go down and help him pick up the papers and then sneak one of the
Same.
pamphlets into her pocket.
Yeah.
Portia's gonna help.
What roll do you want to make for that?
Aw.
Adorable. You'll get an extra die because he's helping. What roll do you want to do with that? You're going to roll an extra 1 because this guy's unobservant as hell, and another die
Stealth?
because 4 is helping. I wouldn't have you roll at all, except if you fail and you get caught, it would matter. Fuck.
Would stealth be good or
Stealth is fine. I don't think there's a
Manipulation?
roll specifically for sleight of hand.
no?
I
but
would I'm not great at stealth.
what about manipulation?
I'm thinking I
or-
would have an extra die for manipulation. Can I do
Manipulation is
that?
under spirit, so you could if you were busy doing a distraction while somebody else made the other roll.
Oh.
Okay.
Manipulation,
I'll just-
because it's under spirit, it's like your
If I
charm
catch on
and
what
that
she's
sort of thing.
doing, if
Yeah.
she does manipulation, I'll do stealth.
go for it.
Okay.
I'll grab one because I don't know what it is. I just know we're grabbing it apparently.
And you got an extra eye from 4. Are you helping Molly
helping.
be distracting, or are you helping Hoshi make the grab?
Oh, I was just helping pick up the papers.
Oh, I
He's just
see.
He's just helping the intern.
He's
Yeah.
just being a good
You're helping
guy.
the intern. I see.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The unpaid intern.
I
mean
had-
volunteer.
I had 4 dice and I rolled 2 successes.
You bet.
6.
You tuck the
That's a
thing away,
second
no
6.
problem.
That's a 2
Mhm.
and 1. So I got 2 6s and a 1. So that's 2 successes at the end because the 6 counts for 2. And I got 2 6s. Right?
Yes.
Yes. Math is weird in this game. Not even hard, it's just
Right.
weird.
Right, because 6s are 2 successes unless you get a 1, and then it eats one of them, but not both of them,
Mhm.
which is
Yeah.
odd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I got 2 successes out of 4 dice.
He says, "Hey, thank you very much." Again, he doesn't make eye contact, but he expresses appreciation for the aid, and then scatters down the hallway, having no idea that he's missing a sheet of paper. And I will see you in 15 minutes.
Yeah, I was like, okay, guys,
job.
we have to
Yep,
get
we gotta-
together. I have a plan to get us out. And the second that we get out, then we crush it because he might be tracking us, but there's no reason for him to want it. Like, there's no way for him to get it anymore. Like, he might
Yeah.
be
It
pissed.
does mean that the head of your clan is now out for your blood along with the rest of
Yeah.
us. And the only one who
Not
might be
necessarily.
safe from not dying is Rena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
if
Maybe
they're coming after us, if he's coming after us,
he's coming to the
because-
agency.
he would have to come to the agency first. There's ways to get out of here and go to other places. There's so many resources here, and we can tell
That's
people,
really
hey,
smart.
like Tanamichi was like, as everybody was having this conversation,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
thinking about all of this shit and thinking about an escape plan. 'cause
especially
he's a
when
street
nobody else
kid.
is reading his mind.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep,
like
yep.
he can't like communicate with you guys. So like he was like trying so hard to be like, okay, I have to figure this out and then just get everybody close to me because I don't have time to explain this all to everybody
Yes.
because we can't read
I'm
each
gonna
other's
step
minds
out and take a
anymore.
break. I will be back. But then
Okay.
Hoshi has thoughts when we
Uh-huh,
get
Yes.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stormy, did you say you had a plan?
No.
Oh, I thought I saw in the Discord that you did.
No. Jay
think-
said, "Hey, can you go grab
Oh!
4?" Because Tanamichi
Mhm.
has a plan.
I wanted
I thought
4
you
because
sent
4 was
that.
the only. Oh no.
Oh no,
Okay,
4 is
got it.
completely confused. He's not really great with this whole like planning stuff. He likes machines and being
Mhm,
nice to
mhm.
people
Oh, hi,
and
honey.
breakfast.
Yep.
How are you?
But yeah, that's
And-
why he was like, okay, everybody needs to fucking get close to me because I can get us out of here.
And
But again, we don't
All
want a Hoshi
Yes.
situation.
I'm also gonna take a break. I'll be back.
yes.
Mhm. Oh.
And to be fair, if Rena didn't try to bring it back, that would have also been a
Mhm.
bad thing
Mhm,
Why?
mhm.
because of him. Because of him. Like
Yeah,
if I knew
because of
about
her
this crystal
father.
and found it and didn't even attempt to bring it back, that would
And
have
he found out about it.
it would have been even more of a
Mhm.
repercussion than what it is now.
Mhm,
Now it's just me
mhm.
being a petulant daughter.
Is there any other kind?
Exactly. Like I'm
Mhm.
just being me.
Right?
So he can't really and he did his whole life without the crystal. He doesn't need it anymore. He's fine. He just has to do it the
Mhm.
long way. He's apparently almighty. He's fine.
Yeah,
gonna go-
it was
I'm
like
gonna go
I am a god. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah, the second that he said God, that's when Tanamichi was like, okay, he's too far gone.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And
But you gotta play
that's
into it a little
when,
bit.
like, he was like, okay, I trust because he's my clan leader. Like, he's the leader of my clan. Like, I'm part of this clan. Like, I have a loyalty to this and to him and this group. The second that he started talking about being a god and creating all of this, that's when Tanamichi was like, okay, we have to figure out a way to
You
get
all-
the fuck out
You
of here.
also, in theory, still followed a head of your clan, just not the number 1
Yeah.
head of your clan. So, congrats, you're
Mhm.
just now a part of the defector unit. Good luck.
Yeah,
Potentially
yeah,
defector
pretty
unit. I
much.
mean, come on, we'll have to find out
Uh-huh.
and see.
We might be able
Be right
to
back.
sweeten the deal. Uh-huh. Same. I have to go feed the cats because they're screaming at me.
I mean, I don't have a donut.
Oh, that sounds good right now.
Wait, where?
Nowhere. I don't have a donut.
You mean the one he's holding and actively eating right now?
I saw nothing. I don't know what that was.
Look, you mocked us with banana bread earlier,
I teased. I did not.
and I'm gonna mock you. This donut is so good.
What kind of
He
donut
informed
is
us he
it?
had it. You're the one eating it on camera.
That's true.
Mhm.
Oh,
That looks like a Boston cream, and I'm so jealous.
And my local store makes really good donuts too.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, because you know, out here for whatever reason, I noticed a lot of places that have gone away from calling them Boston cream donuts.
It is a large loaf
Hey,
of banana bread.
Oh my god, I love that for you.
It is
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a batch of that for myself like the next couple of days because we have too many bananas here anyway. You've inspired me.
so where are you now?
At HQ.
We're in the hallway of HQ.
Kai's
Well,
priority one right now is making sure Tanamichi actually successfully crushed the crystal before the whole little rom-com moment happened.
Yeah, the second that he saw everybody was in, he crushed it.
Hoshi is going
so
to
you think.
100% just turn to Rena and everyone else, but just go in your brains that you now know more about her. You all made reckless choices that she approves of, and damn it, now she's stuck with you.
The only one that didn't make a reckless choice is, I think, 4.
Yep. No, 4 threw up.
Yeah.
I was busy vomiting.
4 threw up.
I love like Rena is scheming. Hoshi is desperately looking for an angle. Tanamichi's trying to play the odds here. Molly's working, on what everything she's trying to work on. Kai is digging in their heels and being rigid and flexible. And
4 got something to eat. Yeah.
4 is just happy to be here.
The opposite.
Hey,
He ate the eggs and then he immediately threw them all up.
Right.
We took
So
most of our HP in damage there. I feel like it's okay that one of the people takes it badly and starts vomiting.
Could not stomach how much pain that was.
There is a poster on the wall. It looks like your team is MIA and a squad has been dispatched to find you.
Look, they're looking for us.
Hey, good news. We've been found.
What does the crystal look like in Tanamichi's hand now that it's all crushed?
Oh, it's powdered yellow dust.
Okay.
It turns black in a few seconds. It's not even recognizable anymore. It might as well be.
I think what he'll do is just because he doesn't know everything about this thing, and if crushing it fully destroys it, he's gonna pull out like a little vial or something from his like pouch and like kind of do the whole
dusting it off into
into the vial.
Molly holds out a little vial and is like, "Me too, please."
I want some.
Like a salt shake.
I don't know that we should keep it in a vial. I think it should get thoroughly blown to the wind, but okay. Also, followed by the I guess I'm stuck with you now, is also if I hear any of you repeat who I am associated with, there will be consequences.
I
how does
cannot
this
wait
affect
to
your
see the
contract?
Discord later. The Discord chat later. I cannot wait.
That's pretty good.
How it affects my contract, I don't know how it's going to affect the thing with my family, but this is the first time she's mentioned her clan.
I noticed.
What clan are you part of? Sorry, I
was
growing up.
Wait, but I missed something. What did
you
I miss?
were growing up.
You were in the
makes
corner
sense that
going,
you didn't hear it.
Right.
Wait, but I want to be fine.
You can watch the playback
you can watch
later.
it back. I will say it again. So she is part of the Kuromaku clan.
Me knows. 4 doesn't.
Oh, I see.
I always one of those like if my character is gonna miss out on it and I didn't hear it, I guess I don't know it until it happens
Yeah.
again.
You said the Futsumashi clan?
The
Kuramaku.
Kuramaku clan.
Okay.
Kuromaku.
Oh,
I
got
have
it. Thank
the thing
you.
pulled up right now.
Yeah, I do too. I just couldn't remember which one she said. So thank you.
Yeah.
Her clan is that is responsible for protecting the people in the mosaic. Yep.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Tadamichi's just kind of gonna look at everybody and like, well, glad you all figured out what I was planning, because that would have gone very wrong otherwise.
I didn't figure out what
yes.
you were planning. I'm just glad you had a plan.
What's the end game?
Molly just
Dun,
says,
dun,
you
dun.
know, I think that is the most in sync we've ever been as a team. So go
I
team.
think so. Let's not do that again.
No.
Luckily, I think there was only the one crystal.
One that we know of.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Skulk guy knows where more are.
Well, looks like they went against protocol here, because that's us.
They did tell you they hijacked the whole thing, didn't they?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But we're fine. So it's all good, right?
But so now does anybody in this hallway recognize that we're the ones missing it?
I mean, the only people you've got, you're in the hallway in the administrative side of the building, right? Like all those rooms, it's not like anybody, the people it's like in a hospital, right? Most of the people going back and forth through a hallway are tending to one room or another. They're not looking for you here. Why would they be?
Yeah.
That's,
Mhm.
but in a minute or two, that same guy from before will come running back down the hallway with like a armed platoon and point and be like, "See, I told you, I'm not crazy."
Huh.
And you watch them. They're armed, but they're not pointing guns at you, right?
Mhm.
They look at the
Mhm.
sign and they look at you and they look at him and they look at the sign and they look at him and they it's us. Good job. Probably a promotion in the future then. Good for you. And he's a little guy. When they do like the shoulder tap, you watch him go, he goes, "Gee, thanks. It's my ow." And he'll scamper away and they'll have a big belly laugh when like a dude bro kind of making fun of the little guy.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, "Hey, you're
We're back.
yeah, you've been missing for quite a while. You'll need to be, I don't know, and they'll pull up a little scanner on the wrist and they go, "Yeah, if you haven't had your first assignment yet, which means you don't know how things work. We'll need to get you some handlers and a debriefing first. Usually we don't escort
thing
people into a
is-
debriefing room, but in this case, I think you'll understand if we
In
just
your brain. No. We are not going to say our handlers are the people that are on the posters.
right, like,
Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
Don't.
like
We have not been on a mission yet, right?
Wait, what?
We
Oh,
just-
never mind.
So they just
Got
believe we just
lost.
missed. They just believe
They
we
think
got lost
they think we got
or didn't make it
misplaced.
to our check-in.
Yeah, well, you basically skipped orientation, and you're not supposed to do that, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
we
They're like, "Look, you
we
can't
got
be
lost
late
on our
again. That's not the
way.
kind of thing this job tolerates."
Yes,
There
we got
was-
lost on the way.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not
There.
looking too good as I'm walking, so
None of us
or-
are.
Yeah.
I mean I look good, but like
Remember that
her
manipulation
health is
roll?
not.
Did somebody make
I
a
mean, I look
manipulation-
good.
Yeah, right. I'm kind of limpy, but I'm still classy. Would somebody make a manipulation roll to convince these people that you aren't,
Sure.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I definitely will.
Oh, if you want to,
Go
sure.
for it for the spirit people.
to be like, yeah, we got lost.
Yeah, we got
This
lost.
place is so
He deadpan. He was like deadpans. Yeah, we got lost.
Yeah.
644.
You bet.
Hell
So
They-
Molly goes up to him and she's like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much. We have been so lost. We've been wandering around for forever. We ended up in like a courtyard or something. Like I don't even know if this place has a courtyard, but we've been like all over. So thank you so much. Let's just
There were some weird.
we are so
no,
ready
there,
for
there
our
was
mission."
there was some weird gates, and we kind of. I don't even know how we. It's been a weird couple of days.
One of the
I
guys
don't
will
even-
like elbow check the other guy. "See, I keep telling you, we should put signs up so people don't end up in the chamber room. It looks it's big, it's volumetric, there's lots of screens and posts. It looks kind of like an orientation room. And he goes, what the fuck does that even mean? Looks like an orientation room. He
That's
goes,
definitely
they
where
got
we went.
lost.
I
Right? You-
completely agree. I think just
mhm.
think you need more signage and like to make this place a little more organized because that would really help your
See?
kids.
And
Yeah.
he goes,
Even,
Make sure that everybody-
even just like bigger signs of the names of the room, because if that wasn't the
Mhm.
orientation room, what is?
he goes, see, you just, I look it. And the other guy goes, look, you just want to use, like, you went to college for interior design and you just want to flex that. And he goes, I do. Okay. It cost me a bunch of money. I want to use it. These people got lost. And I'm like,
Incredible.
and, like,
Incredible.
and he goes, excuse me for wanting to use my degree. It's not a crime.
Well,
Like,
I mean, I don't know. We ran into some weird people, and then we fell through a thing, and now went through a weird. We've been doing quite a few things in a few
How
hours.
we got
Things are gonna
back. I'm just
happen.
glad we did.
right?
Yes,
The
there was,
portal
like-
room, you could have been killed.
Well,
Like,
it wasn't the port. Something
almost
we
were.
got thrown through some sort of rip. Does that normally happen?
there was a rift outbreak, and they'll go, yeah, they'll immediately change tone to be like, look, debriefing room is right here on the left. Go inside. Somebody will come for you. If there's a rift, we need to
Thank
check
you.
that out. And they'll leave immediately, like in a scatter pattern.
Yep,
It,
yep,
it, it, it,
Um,
it was over there.
They'll turn and go that way.
It was
Do you
bad.
send them in the correct direction or the opposite direction?
Yes. Amazing.
And
That's
so
funny.
Molly
The
just kind of
ins-
calls back to them. It's just like, oh, you're just lucky we don't call like OSHA or
Kevin.
something like that. Like the
Kevin.
OSHA equivalent or whatever.
Quality assurance.
Yeah, there you
Right,
go.
right.
HR.
Terrifying.
The utterly
Oh.
useless HR rep they inevitably
We're
have.
gonna
Yeah.
call HR.
I mean, we met Xanatos. Somehow we ended up with my father. I
Don't
mean,
mention
come on.
that piece of it. Don't.
Read the chat.
I
No,
cannot
no.
wait. You get into the debriefing room and you wait
Yeah.
a couple of minutes, and Skulk and Smile show up.
You guys
Son of
are
a bitch.
alive?
And they
Again?
go, hey, we are like, look,
Oh, that's
just
true.
because we did your mission off book doesn't mean we are your handlers.
Wait, how'd you get back
Um,
here so fast?
Yeah, that's
Molly,
that's my
we have
that was what
Tory
I was thinking.
Gates.
They are our handlers. They are the ones who hear it.
Yeah, we have Tory.
They're the
Gates.
ones that
We
have
knew
been
you were gonna
hearing
do
it.
before you got here.
They
You
Okay.
Molly whips out the poster from her pocket. She's like, what are you doing here? They are literally trying to kill you. Like, what are you
What?
doing here?
And,
Like,
and
I'm on your side here. I
Do
don't
you
want to see you
hand them
die.
that? Like, do you hold it up so they can get a good look at it?
Yes.
And they go, oh, that is news. Like, that is.
I think you should leave.
Yeah.
We can't.
Wow.
We're bound to be part of the organization just like you are.
Well, clearly not anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Being marked for death doesn't free you from the binding. It's part of how we ensure a 100% elimination rate here at the organization.
Oh, so not till death do us part.
and you want to be a part of
Technically,
that?
yes, till death do you part. It's just
Yeah,
they
right,
choose the death.
technically. Just right up right.
Until
right.
part do you death, basically.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So
Mm.
we don't really know.
So
Thank
are-
you for telling us.
So wait, then
You're
are you
welcome.
officially our handlers or not?
Oh
I'm
yeah, I
confused.
mean until like we're to be on this end of the table. How we appear to be on this end of that poster. How that usually goes down is an agent or a participant, let's say, ends up hearing something they shouldn't, or seeing something they shouldn't, or doing something that's too big to cover up, and then once you are how do I put this you're not worth it.
Blacklisted.
Right. Yeah, you're not worth it. You are too big of a drain that you are a return, right? You don't bring in enough to make up for the damage you make. You just go about your business, and then one day you just don't show up anymore, and your head's on a wall somewhere. So,
Oh, they actually have that.
well, I mean, it's a scan of a face. We
Oh.
used to do heads. You run out of space eventually.
That's boring.
Little micro. Yeah, I agree. Little micro projections are way easier to look after.
Just in a
And-
mosaic of a guy just saluting.
And the
There's
flies
some
are just
result
terrible.
somewhere.
That too.
Well, they
Right.
can be put. They can be dipped in resin. They're gonna have to smell.
So for the time
Preservation.
being, we do our job like normal, and we'll do our best to every now and again
Mhm.
somebody like ends up in a position of authority after they've been marked, but before they die to kind of undo that mark. We don't have anything like that. Here's hoping we can get something like that because, well, we don't want to be dead.
Two
We
things.
didn't even do a real job.
Okay,
You
two
didn't,
things.
but we did break a whole shitload of rules to get you to do that, not job.
Right.
If it makes you feel
expecting us
better,
to
you're free of
orientation.
any and all guilt because nothing you did is on any paperwork.
Apparently we missed orientation and everything.
Yes, so we heard.
Yeah. Two quick notes. Thing the first.
Yes.
Our friend Tanamichi here, upon us returning back to our headquarters from whence we belonged, I believe found himself in possession of just a handful of yellow dust. How inconvenient.
Mr. Skulk and Mr. Trial will immediately choke up and start to cry.
Oh,
Not
Second
giving
thing-
him a hug.
We
to-
never said no.
Yeah. To the rest of the group, I would warn us that we are. I don't know whether the tattoo being disabled is now gone, or whether
yeah,
that's
we
been-
heard every word you had to those guards.
Yeah.
Your tattoos work fine. Not in this room. Debriefing chambers are isolated for a reason, just like briefing chambers are, but your tattoos work fine.
it was only for those 10 seconds while he was talking to us.
So-
We may be in
do we-
trouble
do we-
then.
Do we have those hit points back then?
Yes, they grow back on their own. You bet. Not
Okay.
normally, but that was just a weird reverb energy beam. They grow back like seconds after the pain stopped.
Okay,
Mm.
thank you, because I don't want to be,
Have to-
Yeah, above table, Becky. That's why Rena, or God, now I'm doing it. Why Hoshi? No,
You're all
don't
the
say
same.
things because our handlers were them and they were hearing it, and therefore they were the only ones privy to all of that stuff happening.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
but
in
now
my
if we get
mind,
new ones, then
I-
we
well,
gotta be careful.
above table. I thought we were getting our original ones, not them, and so I
They were
thought we
our
weren't
original
connected.
ones. They were.
But I thought with those papers
Yeah.
Mhm.
that like
That
I
It-
see.
meant.
yeah, I honestly thought that we were already be given like I thought they actually hijacked everything, but once everything happened that we were already being given new handlers when we showed up.
Mhm.
So
no.
that's why I was like, we don't know
you
who's gonna get
can-
this.
You can
information.
request new handlers, though admittedly that almost never actually works out.
Eh.
But you can. Technically, there's a form you can file.
I mean,
Though
if, we
if
do,
this goes
then
down
we'd
the
have
way
to tell
we
them why we don't want these two as our handlers.
there is that,
so-
right?
Plus,
I
like,
suppose
I don't
you
want
could lie.
any other handlers. Like, I
We
like
did
these
lie
guys.
to you, right? Like,
I
look,
like
we're
your
not
little
proud of it, but
girls.
we did.
Your daughters are adorable.
Thank you.
All the way. I still have this
Daughter.
key.
Sorry,
I still have this key.
the talking whaling key.
No, the other one.
The one
with
from the-
daughter's
The
name.
girls.
Oh, why did they give you that?
I think that they were trying to be helpful.
You mean the duplicate key?
Hmm.
They were
Yes.
trying. They were using it to communicate with us, but they were also offering to exchange the key for a cage for that thing that we no longer have.
The
They
master
had-
key.
Did you hear that? And they'll start to like hold each other and laugh. And at one point they kind of laugh and like cry and do this, and they go, when our kids are the best. When they were very, very small, we had conceived of a cage that would hold the crystal, and the
Hmm.
plan was that we could the bottom comes off. Think of it like a grabber claw thing. If we could get the cage open, if we could get the vault open, we could put it in there and wrap around it without having to touch it. At the time, mechanical limbs were not yet a thing. And by the time they were a thing, we had figured out we couldn't make the cage. It requires the
Oh.
bending of physics and energy in a way we cannot achieve. But our daughters are the best thing we've ever seen. So it is
I
not surprising that they
also-
can, but it's not really even a surprise that they did. It's just really sweet.
I also think that maybe you shouldn't take your work home with you anymore.
Okay. All our work was the crystal. Now it's just our kids.
Uh,
What little
Okay,
time that will, what little it won't
Do
matter. anymore.
you need the key back?
No, please keep it. There is a unfortunately high chance that the next time you come back from a job, we won't be here anymore. And the key will allow you to travel to and from our house. If you could perhaps look after the kids when you have a chance.
That thing shall happen to them.
Wonderful.
She is now like superly protective of those girls.
I suppose then we should like give you an actual mission. And on the
that
books
would be
one
nice.
this time.
Seeing as we kind of proved ourselves
Right.
capable of handling a multitude of situations.
Well, don't it doesn't usually work this way. But since you have in fact proven that you can handle a great deal, there are a couple of different problems on the table, and take your pick.
Are we still not going through orientation?
What could orientation possibly cover that you haven't already experienced?
I don't know. We haven't
Can
gone
you-
through this.
Checking
Can
off
you
the
mark-
boxes so we can officially be certified.
Yeah, can you mark off that we attended or that you like caught us up or something?
Oh,
so it's not
absolutely.
Oh, okay,
So
that's
we
all I
don't get in
wanted.
Can you
trouble.
give us the highlights?
It's
Molly does want to
important.
read the orientation binder to make sure she doesn't.
Of
yeah.
course she does.
The orientation binder covers that you travel by Torii Gate. Rift diving is a thing that we used to do. It's not a thing we do anymore. It's fucking unsafe.
Go figure.
No!
Really?
Really?
I
Spider
wonder how
flying
that
You
is.
don't say.
You don't say.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
It's not like we know what that
I
is.
have a gun. By the way, I still have the gun.
Jenny's got a gun.
You might want to get rid of that.
This is. Can I leave this here?
did you gather it on one of your travels? You're welcome to keep it.
Okay, fair enough.
I just
Um,
realized that Rena showed
I mean,
up
if
in
you
like
don't
a
want
hazmat
it,
suit.
Oh,
so-
so did I think
Yeah,
Hoshi
we
and
like
Tanamichi?
jumped and then jumped and then jumped and then jumped.
I
Like
think it's
we
Hoshi,
have not
Tanamichi,
changed
and Rena that
clothes.
are all in the hazmat suits right now that we're like, yeah, we got
Mhm.
lost. We didn't get to orientation.
Yeah, in
We went
full
some
real
hazmat
hazmat.
suit gear.
We got real lost.
So we've got a couple of orientation. Let's see. Torii Gate's the safe way to go. Rift travel is incredibly dangerous. The general flow of a mission works like this: you get a brief from one of us. You usually you don't get your pick of missions until you're much higher than this. Oh, right, rank. You go up a rank because of what you did. Obviously, we can't tell anyone what it is that you did. We'll come up with something. The reason you want to go up in rank, you get more respect. Eventually, you get to ask people higher, like you get to start asking questions instead of just get told. It's a big perk of the job in our experience. You get to pick your pick of missions and they pay better. They pay a lot better. Eventually they pay better for less threat to you. The organization is a giant secret. Don't tell anyone.
Well,
Should you be on the
So-
job?
that.
Was us bringing the crystals here an issue? Because he
Well,
like tracked
hold
it
on.
to the organization.
Only if somebody tracked.
I
Sorry,
mean,
what?
he's the leader of one of the clans.
Wait, what are you talking about?
My father.
I mean, you heard.
We did not. You teleported away from us, and then we lost you.
He specifically blocked out the tattoo.
He blocked it out at the point of what
The
he wanted to do
conversation.
with it, but
Mhm.
not the entire conversation that we are aware of.
Right. So we stopped paying attention to you for a moment. We were kind of hoping that
Hmm.
you would change your mind and just come back.
Yeah, that's where you were wrong. We kind of did.
So with that being said, we teleported with the crystal here and then crushed it.
From
Yes.
where was the crystal shouldn't be trackable? What difference would it make? You know-
Rena, you want to take this one?
And they kind of blink and look at Rena and go, "What do you mean?"
Well, I kind of had. You were right about one of us having, ulterior motives. Do you remember? Or do
Huh.
you know? Wow, I keep forgetting how to pronounce his name.
You know,
every time.
Daddy.
Yeah, you know my
Yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
You know why Big Daddy scary
know
mafia boss fella, that
her,
guy, right? Like,
her name, right?
Do you
the
know?
Don, like,
You heard of the Devil of the Wind?
and they'll physically tremble and look smaller. And they go, yeah, yes.
That's my father.
Everyone in this room has antagonized him.
Oh.
Nothing.
Yes.
I do that all
As
the time.
Being
Like, that's
part
fine.
of this group for you have
being
technically
part of this group
antagonized him.
and our handlers included.
Hold on one second. You teleported from our house to him,
Remember how you said that
and you're still
eventually you had the
alive? How did
crystals?
that happen?
Well,
Because we
I'm his-
teleported back out.
Well, that's not the only reason. I'm his daughter, and I told him not to kill you guys.
For now.
And they'll apologize, and then they go, look, we were not under the impression that he cared about family more than his own ambitions. It's nice to be wrong sometimes. Please continue.
It
I
depends.
told you he's a good dad.
It caused him to pause on murdering us all just long enough for us to teleport back out of the room. However,
Just for him to murder us later.
Right, he did want the crystal.
He's on the warpath.
He's gonna be very upset that we destroyed it because he knows we did it.
Wait, how does he? I don't understand. He can't track you. Nobody can track you.
No,
he has a way of tracking the crystal.
Let's
At
just
least
say
that's what he told us.
Well, he could
I
track
don't
the
know.
resonance of the crystal because the room that we teleported into was specifically configured for the crystal when my family had it ages ago before it was taken from us.
Bye.
And
Wait, that would and Skulk will turn a smile and go, that would make total sense. That's how come we couldn't find it. If somebody had spent that would have cost a ton of money, even then, to build some sort of chamber to hide it away from scrying. And he goes, but that's crazy. What kind of person would spend that much money and that much energy and engineers and stuff
have you met my
on
father?
a crystal that they don't think exists? And he goes, have you met him?
A guy who thinks he's a god.
Oh, that's a little bit new, but not really. Like it was coming. He'd been developing that complex for a while. That's fine. It's
Okay,
fine, it's
sure,
So,
yeah. None of that
again-
matters. We're going to be dead probably anyway. What
Is that going
matters
to be
is
an issue?
More dead.
yes, that's going to be an issue. That's very much going to be an issue. So I'm not even sure how you're going to fix it. I'm not sure you can fix it. In order to, look, there are 6 of you, and you're really something, but not stand against him and his whole army. Something. That's something. Not the
No,
whole
which is
organization.
why we got the fuck out of there because he was going to probably kill us either way.
That means that you can't be here. He'll show up and punch a big hole in the. He's not subtle. He'll show up and punch a big hole in the side of the.
That's what he needs to be.
Maybe we should be sent on a job somewhere far away.
Like
Yes.
right now.
We have reason to believe that there have been yokai infiltration. Which is to say, we know there are yokai infiltration in the reigning government lunar council of. Oh crap! I just forgot what it's called. Refuge. We just don't know which ones they are.
Good, I get to go.
So
You can take your dirt.
Yeah.
I've been a jar of dirt.
Hey, Hoshi, I may need to talk to you because you may have connections there too.
So if you go to Refuge has a after looking over your file, that kind of look at Kai and go, as you probably know, Refuge has a unique relationship with most other places. So while I would love to say not even he would knock on Refuge's door, he will, but he'll have to do it a little bit slower. Because if he doesn't, he'll risk war with everybody, which is a war I'm sure he's willing to pick. But it will cost him a great deal, which means he might take a couple of days to work out the best way to do it. Which means you have a couple of days to find the yokai, eliminate them, and return. There are 3 of them. We know that's how many there are. We don't know who they have replaced. They hand you a dossier of the Lunar Council members, which I will type up in the chat in a few minutes.
Before we finish tonight, I don't care if it's like as we're walking down the hallway or what. Hoshi does want to thank for her foot, because that was fully out of her brain, and apologize to Rena for the smack, but not what caused it.
Right? Like, look, I'm sorry I hit you, but you did deserve it.
Yeah, basically, like,
100%.
even though I still think I was justified, I shouldn't have actually hit you. And
Rena's
then,
gonna be like, "Oh no, honestly, I definitely needed it. It's fine." No.
So how
Oh,
this
Very
usually
justified.
goes is you get a brief, you go to the armory, you spend your BP, you get the gear you want, then you go to the chamber room, then you go through a gate like a normal person directly to the problem, right? And then you solve the problem, go back through that same Torii gate or any other one you can find, back to the chamber room, you drop your gear back off, you get debriefed, you go out on the next job. That's how it's supposed to go down. Like, so that's what's about to happen.
This is the orientation we needed at the start.
Right,
Yeah.
that's what's
Before we
supposed to
had
happen.
You know,
You
Well,
get the
nothing
intel,
like
you
learning
get
on the
gear.
job.
Right, intel, gear, teleport, solve problem, teleport, drop off gear, drop off intel.
well, we
get
did
new
teleport.
Intel. Right, yeah, that's how it's supposed to go.
I do ask if we can make sure that in our briefing or debriefing room or whatever, there can be cake for Molly.
Yes.
On an ongoing basis
Very
for as long as
Yes.
we're still alive, sure.
Yes.
Because
I'm very
listen, I
excited
think
about
she just
that.
needs the
Mission
emotional.
accomplished.
She needs the emotional boost.
Like, what more do you
every
need?
bit, every so often.
Never Christmas music. in the
Never.
briefing room.
No.
Ever.
Not even in December?
Ever.
No. I'm tired of it by then.
You get one day.
No.
You
Nope.
get Christmas.
You get a month. December. That's it.
No. Oh God, no.
No. Don't.
No. We're doing Christmasflation now. I don't know.
You get
Okay.
Christmas Eve, Christmas
Mhm.
Day, and we're done. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
no. And then Hoshi also wants to thank Tanamichi and Kai for both setting a line and figuring a way out of it. And I'm not glad
Tanamichi's
that
the
I'm,
hero here. I just
Yeah. I'm
I
not
mean-
glad I'm stuck with the group, but if there's a group I have to be stuck with, I'm glad it's you idiots.
And Rena is very thankful that Tanamichi figured out a loophole. She had to do that out of obligation.
Doesn't
Yep.
matter if it was a loophole that's only going to save us for 2 days. It's better than
Hey, we got
Yeah.
2 days to figure
We
out
got
what the
2
fuck
days that
we're
we
gonna
didn't
do
have
about
before.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of
And a bad guy
time-
didn't get an all-powerful crystal.
Right.
Mhm.
Speaking of bad guys and time limits, Rita, how long do you have on your little ticking clock?
I think it was 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And it hasn't even
you
been
might
48 hours.
wanna-
It's been maybe 24.
Have we-
I'm not
have we
signing the
slept? We should
contract,
sleep.
though.
We should sleep at some point. It's been a long day.
You should.
I would like that very much.
I'm not going to sign the contract now that I know that above table, we can actually do stuff each day to improve.
Right. Yeah. Now
Our
that
stuff.
now that we're not on the run.
Yeah.
So speaking of,
But I
Speaking
haven't
of,
had
I'm
I
gonna-
still don't have my Inyo back though.
Right, so here in a minute, I'm gonna end the call. So
Sure.
there's like, I'm gonna end the live stream, and then before we get off the call, you should all level up before everybody forgets again.
Yeah, I haven't
like-
done that at all.
Oh,
Yes.
I
I
did
did
last
it,
time.
and that's why I was able to roll some